right, welcome to After Sunrise. All right, we just ended the newscast talking about Kevin's Critter Camp. We didn't have much time because I mentioned Disneyland and Kevin goes, whoop, and he goes off the rails with Disneyland because it's his favorite place. But
Critter Cam's.
But he wanted to talk about Critter Camp, so let's start with that.
You want to show Critter Camp?
Okay, yeah, can we start with that?
If you don't know about Critter Camp, I set up a camera outside our house one day, and we started to see all these critters show up looking for food. So of course, the animal lovers that we are in my family, we decided to kind of hook up a camera and capture all the moments. So this is Lucy and Ricky. They are our two neighborhood raccoons. They come every night together. And what they're looking at right there is grapes that she's chowing on right now. We've got some cat food, peanut butter, peanuts. They love peanuts. Let me just say they're picky critters because if you look right in front of that plate, there's like that black dot. That is kind of a dark red grape. And yesterday, one of them kicked it and looked directly at the camera like, what did you just put on our plate? They do not like those darker grapes. They only like the lighter purple and green grapes. What? Maddie's like, what?
Really? I didn't know raccoons were that picky. I've seen some of the things they eat.
I know, but she kicked that little grape in the front. They have not touched it. They didn't touch all the grapes yesterday. But this morning, this morning, they are back to eating the grapes that they love.
But they don't like the dark ones. That's interesting.
And the cat food. Now, we have other critters too. They did not come last night, so I can't show them to you, but that we have Peyton the possum, and we also have Beavis the skunk. And usually they come every night with a host of cats as well. So,
okay, wow. That's pretty crazy.
I have a zoo
outside
my yard.
Yeah, raccoons and a skunk.
Raccoons, skunk,
what everybody
possum.
needs.
I have a desert tortoise, a bearded dragon, cats, and 2 dogs. There you go.
That's what everybody needs. The first time that one of you gets sprayed by a skunk, though, because you invited it.
We don't interact with them, so if you're not bothering them, you
won't get sprayed by it unless somebody accidentally happens upon it without realizing.
I don't think they usually come around 2:33 in the morning, and they're in a kind of an area in my front yard where I've got some bushes that surround that area that you're looking at. So they feel secluded and safe in that area as well. You can't even really see them.
I mean, it's so funny because someone asked, like, oh, do you live in a forest?
That was our news director.
No, he literally lives in a neighborhood.
My news director said, you live in a forest. No, just live out on the west side of town.
In a neighborhood.
In a normal neighborhood, and I just have some shrubs in my front yard where they were starting to come, and so that's where we kind of set up the camera and stuff.
Because we have all these things in our neighborhood, but we live in Tehachapi.
I guess it's a dream of ours. Like, we would love to live out like in a forest. It all came because on YouTube, we watch a channel. It's not called Critter Camp. It's called something else. It's back east, and they have all this food. They get I think it's in Texas actually. They have armadillos that come at night.
Oh, cool.
They have possums. They have deer. They have all this, and we're just fascinated by it. And we're like, why couldn't we do this kind of in our backyard? So that's kind of how that kind of all started.
So did you put the food out and then they came? And how did you know they were there so that you could start filming them?
Because the security camera on the house caught them one day. And we're like, oh, I think we've got some of these animals. So then I bought another camera, hooked it up, and built this little stand for it near the ground. And we put some food out there to see if they would even come. At first, it was Peyton the possum.
And the food was gone, so you knew, like, okay, so I should hook up a camera.
So I started looking at the history, and next thing you know, I saw the raccoon starting to show up. I saw the possum, the skunk. And
cats?
So the cats are always out there.
They're like feral cats?
They're feral cats, yeah. And so we noticed that they were the same. It was the same possum. It was the same set of raccoons and the same skunk. So that's why they got names.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. We get all kinds of critters, obviously, in Tehachapi. My dog tears up our backyard trying to get at gophers constantly. I think we have weasels. Weasels, apparently.
Oh.
I mean, bobcats are up there, although they've never been in my yard.
Thank
Grateful
goodness.
for that. Or a mountain lion, but I have seen them on other people's security cameras.
Oh.
Can you even imagine?
I wouldn't want that.
Not on my security camera, ever.
The big animals, they can stay away, to be honest with you. I used to work
If there was a mountain lion in West Bakersfield, I think we'd have a problem.
Yeah. Did you get deer in your backyard?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
Well, they don't hop over our fence, but
Okay.
they're
They
always
used to
right
do that,
next to our yard because it's
Right.
Yeah,
At
right in
least
the
we
field
have
next to our
safe
yard.
animals for the most part here in Bakersfield. I don't have to worry too
I
much.
love watching the deer.
Yeah.
Deer are my favorite to watch.
The one thing that gets me every morning is out on the west side when I'm driving to work. I have to be careful. They're pretty good, but kit foxes. I love kit foxes.
They're so cute.
If I had a kit fox come up to that, I would be in heaven.
You better be careful though, because you may be getting some legal action. Aren't they
kit
like
foxes,
protected,
yeah,
endangered?
they are.
So-
Yes, you got to be very careful with kit foxes.
Yes.
Because if you have even businesses have had to like corner off areas where so they're endangered. But I see them all the time running
so
across
cute.
the street right there in Stockdale out there. But they're very elusive. They hardly come around that often. But I love kit foxes.
They're so cute. Yeah.
What other thing have I seen out there? Oh, the worst is coyotes. Nothing against coyotes, but that sound they make, and as they're hunting, you hear like I'll be walking at night and you'll hear. Woo! I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta get home. Oh, just get the chills.
Yeah.
The sound.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Yeah.
I love nature.
Also, I've seen out there in West Bakersfield, like I don't know which area, but like roadrunners. Those are so cool to see.
Roadrunners, yeah.
Those are super cool to see and kind of elusive. I feel like there's not a lot of them out there, but they're pretty cool. And you know what I love? I've been running a lot along the bike path. The herons out there that are so tall. They're shockingly tall. Like, I don't know. I guess I forgot that we had such tall herons. Like that tall.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And they just stand there. And,
They're so beautiful.
I know. You don't see them as much in the riverbed anymore because of the lack of water. They love, to get the little...
I see them all the
You see
time.
'em?
They're all over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, between Truxton and like Park at Riverwalk, lots of them.
Not even in the water?
No,
just,
not in the water, yeah. Like in the fields there.
Okay.
I don't know, hunting for something to eat, I guess.
Maybe,
but oh my gosh,
it
those
just
things
goes
are
to show
so
you how
cool.
much nature we have
I
in
know.
Kern County.
Right. It's really cool. Yeah. So those are really beautiful. If you take a walk, it's really pretty this time of year right there. I love the bike path between I would go between Riverwalk and like pretty far east. Like you could see the bluffs. So, and it's really beautiful all along. It's green right now. There is water once you get a little further east, which is really beautiful. I mean, the Truxton Lake I think it's so cool. There's so many birds. There's geese. There's the heron. What's the other one that's there? The other really cool bird.
I'm not a bird guy. I don't know birds very much.
It's not a heron. It's I can't think of the word right now. Ducks and geese. The geese are really cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see like goslings. They're so cute. What is that one?
It's going to bother her. So by the end of the show, you've probably
I'll let you know if I.
But
think
just
of it,
always remember, and this is something even though I love all these animals and I'm feeding them, and everybody needs to eat, but I also respect them as well. And so like I've always said, we don't really interact with them. We let the camera capture the moments, but we want them to feel safe and protected.
Remember, you had a live shot at Riverwalk a few maybe years ago, months ago, and didn't you like make friends with a pet goose?
That was a couple of years ago. We were doing a live shot. Yeah, it was a duck.
It was a duck.
And I forget what I named it. But it was the friendliest duck I've ever seen in my life. I'm trying to do live shots, and it's like rubbing up against my leg, like I want to be your friend.
A duck?
This is a white duck.
Is it a duck dog?
It was a white duck. It was the friendliest thing. I couldn't get rid of it.
I wonder if it was somebody's pet duck.
Maybe, and they released it out there. Because then eventually, in between my live shots, I sat down on the concrete. And it just came up to me, and it kind of just sat right next to me. We became buddies, and I named it. And for a while, I'd go out to the Riverwalk and look for him. And yeah, it was the friendliest duck I've ever seen.
That thing has got to have been somebody's pet duck that they just released.
So friendly. It wanted to sit in my lap.
Poor duck.
I know.
I feel bad for him. That's so sweet.
Yeah, you remembered that.
Yeah. Well, if you ever see a really friendly duck out at Riverwalk.
Yep.
He stands out if he's white. If he is white, then he's got to have been somebody's pet duck, I'm thinking,
I'm
right?
guessing so, probably. Yeah.
My kids want ducks.
Oh, really?
I've heard that they're just so messy, though. I'm not signing up for that.
Yeah, they're as messy as probably geese. At the baseball park, when the geese migrate, it is a mess. I mean, again, I love nature, but boy, it is a mess out of the ballpark. They just...
poop
everywhere. And I was always
Mm-hmm.
scared of the geese. One thing I learned, I don't know nothing about birds, but I've always been scared of geese because, they chase you.
They can be very
But
territorial.
there's two different types of geese, I guess. I guess the Canadian, I may have this all wrong. Canadian geese are not as aggressive because at the ballpark, I would be so scared of them because they'd be on the path like, hi, Mr. Goose, I'm good. But then somebody came out and they're like, oh, they're not going to chase you. It's a different type of geese. They're not as aggressive as the other. And sure enough, I go out there and I'd be like,
And they're fine.
hey, geese, and walk right past them. They would just look at me, but not like, get all worked up. Like,
Yeah, because some of them do. My brother was chased by one at
Right?
Lake Ming, dive bombed him because apparently there was a nest nearby that he didn't realize or something like that.
Yeah, but the migrating ones that we had at the ballpark, they would just make a mess, but that's about it.
Yeah, I hear ducks are messy because you have to give them a pool of water, and like basically every day they splash everything out of it, and so you have water. It's always muddy, and then you have to refill the pool every day for them, and then obviously the other issue as well.
Yes.
I mean, I have chickens, but I don't know. I don't think I'm ready for ducks.
Yeah, maybe there's another animal they can take part in. I don't know.
We'll let Elena get a duck. She's slowly acquiring a small farm.
Yes.
Rabbits and dogs. Dog, rabbit, chicken, goat.
She has a goat now?
They're getting a goat.
Oh,
they're getting a goat and they're getting chickens.
Okay.
I know.
Maybe you should get a goat.
She's far ahead of me.
Get a goat.
Should I get a goat? We have a goat pen,
There
but
you
the
go.
thing is, we have to build something to protect like everything else from the goat because goats eat everything.
Yeah.
I already have a dog that destroys
Yeah.
everything. I don't need something else to destroy everything.
And we're not joking when we say goats eat everything. I can remember my first year here, 20 years ago. I was at
love
the fair.
this story.
And I'm sitting there doing a live shot, and technology was a little different back in the day. So we had these big packs that we wore on our back and our IFB, which we wear in our ear. And all of a sudden, I'm in the middle of my live shot getting cues from our producer, and all of a sudden I lost all communication in my ear. And I'm like, what in the world? What happened? And I went to check my IFB and pulled it out. The goat behind me had chewed all the way through my cord going into my intercom system.
So funny.
It was all wrinkled and rattled, and I was like, there you go for you, a goat that eats anything.
Yeah.
So
That is too funny. We once had a reporter here. I want to say it was, do you remember Nate?
Yeah.
Our reporter?
Yeah.
I think like
was
a
our sports
kid
guy, right?
fox
Yeah, Nate.
made off with his IFB once. I feel like I remember some reporter, and I feel like it was him. Gosh, he was here like, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was like between live shots, and some little animal ran off with his IFB.
Oh, jeez.
I feel like it was probably a kit fox, but I don't remember exactly. Critters in Kern County.
Yep. Watch your back.
Watch your back, literally on your back. Watch your IFBs.
Yeah.
All right,
So there you go, critter
let's
talk.
talk about some more critters. Let's talk about the Big Bear Valley
yeah, they
Eagles.
got names.
They've got names. So the eaglets who hatched in March have now been named Sunny and Gizmo. All right, so bigger chick is Sunny, and then the smaller chick is Gizmo. Oh, look
Have
at
you
how
been
cute.
able to tell the one that's bigger and one that's not bigger?
Not really, because they're
Okay.
usually like on top of each other.
Right.
Just falling all over. But my mom laughs at
Look
their
at their feet.
I
Their feet
know.
are
That's
bigger
what
than
she
their
laughs
body.
at. They're huge. They kind of remind me of my boys right now. Their feet are bigger than their bodies.
They haven't caught up yet?
Oh, look at their little wings.
Soon they're going to probably start to. Well, yesterday or the day before, we saw really cool. Here they are.
Hello,
They're waking
good morning.
up as the sun comes up. They had really cool wing feathers that are starting to come through.
Yeah.
They were like a teal color.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
There's a name for it. I don't even know it.
It's
but-
like whatever their juvenile feathers are called.
Yeah,
But they're starting to come in.
because I think they will start to fledge. I think that's what you call their first flight. It's
Oh.
like 8 weeks after they're born.
Wow.
About 8 weeks, and I don't know where we're at right now, to be honest with you with them. But
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They're definitely starting to get their feathers that we saw the other day.
Right, because right now they just got that little chick fluff.
Yep. And you notice Jackie and Shadow are not on the are around the nest as much.
Yeah, they leave them for
A little while.
little bits here and there, which always makes us nervous. But
They must
know what they're
maybe
doing.
in bird talk, they've been
In bird
told to
talk.
stay in the nest.
yeah,
Don't wander
don't
out.
move. I mean, they don't look like they could get very far.
Well,
I mean, I guess
well,
they could.
They could go far if they
if they
go
fell.
over the edge.
Yeah, you're right. But they do. They stay there. They just stay right in the middle. Cozy, cozy. Especially right now because it's really cold with the snow there.
Still a little snow on the nest there. But I'm glad they got names. Oh yeah, we did say their names.
Yeah, Sunny and Gizmo. So
Sunny and Gizmo.
it was like a competition. So they say the Friends of Big Bear Valley, they got 54,000 names submitted by the public, and they narrowed it down to a list of 30 finalists, and then kiddos up in Big Bear Valley, students got to choose the final names.
And it's
Sunny
a
and
nonprofit,
Gizmo.
the Big Bear folks, And so I believe that when you submitted
Let me
a
look
name,
it
yeah, look it up real quick.
Okay.
I believe when you submitted a name, you had to actually pay to submit a name for suggestion, and that's kind of how they were going to raise money for what they do. You know, they got to pay for the internet, they have to do camera maintenance for the nest. Everybody loves these bald eagles. There's times that I get on that YouTube feed, and there's like 32,000 people watching. So if that is the case, if you really had to like pay to submit a name, which was a fundraiser, I can't imagine what they raised if...
I don't know. I don't know that it was a fundraiser.
My IFB died. Speaking of a goat, I think a goat chewed my cord.
Oh, did it die? All right, well, I'll keep you posted, but we've got our timing here.
Kaylee, our producer, if she remembers that.
I'm
Because we had
looking
a
it
story
up.
the other day about submitting names, and I think there was like different... amounts that you could pay. Like if you submitted one name, it was this much. If you submitted this many names, it was this much money. Because it was all donation based, because that's how they were going to do the fundraiser.
I don't know. I'm not seeing anything about it.
It was in our story the other day. I know that for a fact.
You do? You know for
it was in
a
the story
fact
for sure.
that you had to pay money?
Yep. It was in our story the other day when we were talking about how they were going to do the
naming
competition.
Fundraiser.
So, which, if I'm right, who knows, it could be wrong, but I think I'm right. That would be great that they raise that much money to continue.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Friends of Big Bear Valley Chick Naming Contest Fundraiser. Meet Sunny and Gizmo. Thank you, Big Bear Valley Big Bear Elementary students, and congratulations to all the winners. We are grateful for your support. Read the press release. All right.
I'm not sure if they say.
They announced the votes are in. 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders chose Sunny and Gizmo. The public was invited to submit naming suggestions along with a donation as part of a fundraiser to help name their 2 chicks. They drew a random list of 30 finalists from the pool of submissions and then provided ballots to the 3rd graders, 4th graders, and 5th graders. And let's see, does it say how much they raised?
Maybe
Congratulations to our winners.
Maybe
Finally, a big thank you. Friends of Big Bear Valley is a 501c3. No, it doesn't say how much they. It doesn't say, and maybe it was just like kind of like submit a donation, like so maybe there wasn't a specific price.
I think there was a price.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not sharing that for some reason.
But it was a fundraiser.
But it was, there you go, Friends of Big Bear Valley, which is so cool. I mean, they do. Their blog is so fun, and I love how kids across the country, probably world, are watching this camera and learning about nature and eagles, and it's cool.
I've always wondered how they even got a camera up in that tree, first off.
Right.
How they even get a cell signal.
Right.
You know, it's fascinating that they were able to do that. I don't know how high that tree is off the ground.
I don't know the history of the camera, but it's
either.
been there for like years.
I don't know how high it is off the ground. It looks high, but, you know, it's like, how did they install it? They, like, have to shimmy up the tree and install it, and then, you know?
Yeah, and probably had to get like a special permit, right?
Oh, yeah.
To do that,
so.
like we can't just go put a traffic camera at the bald eagle nest at Lake Mead.
But technology has advanced so much. What they probably have is they're probably using something like a Starlink, and maybe a solar style power type source to stream, and you know.
So cool.
There's ways to do it, for sure.
Well, it's funny because you've seen recently the camera does need to be repaired because the night vision doesn't work anymore.
I noticed that.
It died a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
But they're not going to mess with it, obviously, now.
No, yeah. Because eventually, probably in the next, I don't know when they leave the nest, probably June, July, I'm guessing. They leave the nest until next winter, so that's probably when they'll do the repairs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'll eventually not spend so much time there. But so cool. Sunny and Gizmo.
Yep.
I love it.
Pretty cool.
All right, let's see. What else can we talk about here? So the highest rated theme parks were named. It's a new study revealing America's most beloved amusement parks. Topping the list, I know what you think it's going to be, and you're so wrong.
It's going to be Dolly World.
Discovery Cove.
Oh.
I've never heard of this. It's an all-inclusive day resort in Orlando that offers guests activities like snorkeling, swimming with dolphins, and exotic bird feeding. Wild, and yes, that would be my favorite. How cool is that?
Look at that.
That's gorgeous.
I've never heard of it.
Discovery Cove, and you've been to Orlando too.
Yeah,
so,
Disney World, of course, but now I'm gonna have to look up Discovery Cove.
Next time you go. Okay, the other top five include Nobles Amusement Resort in Pennsylvania.
Never heard of it.
Smoky Mountain Alpine Coaster in Tennessee.
Never heard of it.
Universal Islands of Adventure in Florida. Have you heard of that?
Nope.
That sounds cool. And one California park made the top 5. What do you think? Which was it?
I would say Disneyland just because I'm a Disney fan, but Knott's Berry Farm.
No, it was. It's Disney's California Adventure specifically. Comes in at number 5.
Gotcha.
And they examined Google and TripAdvisor reviews to determine the rankings.
Wow. I'm actually kind of shocked that it's not Disneyland.
That it's California over Disney?
Yeah, or just in that list. I'm shocked
that it didn't make the top 5. Yeah.
To be honest with you.
That is interesting.
I don't know what they base it on. Do they base it on cost? Do they base it on,
No, Google and TripAdvisor reviews.
Okay.
Google and TripAdvisor reviews.
Interesting.
I mean, we know what your favorite is, right? Which would you pick, though, between the two? Would you pick
Disneyland or Disney California Adventure? I like Disney California Adventure. See, for me, I like parks and stuff like that, but I'm not a fan of huge crowds. And I find sometimes Disney California Adventure is a little more spread out for me a little bit. But I like both parks, The rides for me, because I don't like Maddie knows this after all these years, roller coasters, stuff like that.
Right.
I've done them live on the air, not by
choice.
Not by I've done it for the folks at home, but yeah, I mean, I think both of them. I think for me, in terms of Disneyland, Disney California, I think for me, in loving the park, the cleanliness can't be beat in terms of
either of them.
Parks,
but still not picking one over the other.
No, I don't know if I could pick one or the other.
So the only time I ever went to California Adventure was when it was brand new, and I went to school down in Orange County. I went to Chapman University, and one time my sister came and we went to Disneyland. And if you went to Disneyland, you got a free ticket to come back and go to California Adventure.
Oh, wow.
So, because it was brand new, not everything was open in it. That's the only time I've ever been. We went in for free, and I think we spent like a couple of hours. We didn't even do the whole day because it was just like, it was a free ticket.
You wouldn't even recognize it today.
Yeah,
totally different.
I'm sure. And we took the kiddos once, but we only took them. We had to choose like which place do we go. We can't do both tickets, so we took them to the big one. I mean, that's what I figured, right? Because especially younger kids, right? Would you say Disneyland over Disney California Adventure?
Yeah, I would say.
It's kind of what I thought.
Kids, Disneyland is probably the place.
Got more rides for them.
Yeah, as they get a little older, Disney California Adventure, but Disney California expanded so much for all ages. Like you have Cars Land now.
They would love that. That's cool.
Soaring over California or Soaring over the World, which is kind of cool. That's for all ages. And then you get to the Incredicoaster. That's something that I've done once and will never do again.
Oh, really?
It's a fast roller coaster, but fun for those adrenaline junkies. But both parks have.
But does it have a lot of other rides?
Disney California Adventure. Yeah, they have plenty of rides for the kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, for some reason, I haven't heard of.
ride.
I feel like I just haven't heard of them. I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't they get rid of like the Tower of Terror though?
It's not Tower of Terror now. It's a Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Oh man, I knew you were gonna call me. It's based because I don't go on that ride either because it's a drop type ride.
So it's the same kind of ride now.
It's the same type of ride, but it's been enhanced the last several years from Tower of Terror.
Okay.
It's based on
Galaxy's Edge.
Guardians
of the Galaxy.
Sorry, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Galaxy's Edge is Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yes, Guardian.
Our director Jesus just got into our ear and clarified that for us.
I don't have
you
in my ear
we
right now
appreciate
because
you.
my battery. Yes, sorry.
Okay, I've heard of that. The kiddos, I think my kids have seen that movie.
Yes, and that ride's intense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A lot of video screens in that ride now, and drops that you don't expect, and the scenes change in that ride too. So not every time you go on it, it's the same.
Okay.
So it changes up. So yeah, Galaxy's
And I know
Edge.
you're getting really excited, right?
They're celebrating 70 years.
Disneyland. 70 years.
I'll be heading there next month, and we'll be doing some live shots on Sunrise to show everybody all of the big celebrations and what's going on, how they're celebrating 70 years.
Yeah.
My favorite part when they do these big celebrations is the castle.
The fact that you get invited?
Well, I get invited, and I get to share it to everybody out there. But the castle, I love seeing how they transform the castle.
What's the
castle?
What castle?
Sleeping Beauty's castle.
Oh,
the
okay.
centerpiece of Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
They transform
do something with it?
Oh yeah, and they've got a lot of new shows that are going to be taking place, and with technology these days, it's just incredible what they do.
Yeah, so beginning May 16th, guests can enjoy the brand new show, character meet and greets, and special entertainment. There will be special themed decorations, limited time offerings, and exclusive merchandise. This is pretty cute too. So they were announcing a new character will make his debut. It's Rex from Toy Story. And so he will make his debut at Pixar Pier in California Adventure just for a limited time beginning June 1st in honor of the movie's, get this makes me feel so old, 30th anniversary.
That's crazy.
30th year since Toy Story came out.
Wow.
That's why I didn't realize I was that young when Toy Story came out. That's funny.
Well, it's incredible to think Disneyland's celebrating 70 years. I was there for their 60th celebration.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy.
Doesn't feel that long ago.
It's amazing to see 70 years. So yeah, so that'll be taking place May 13th, 14th, 15th, and then really for the public on the 16th.
Yeah, beginning on the 16th. When are you going? Do you know when you're going?
I believe my live shots are going to be on the 15th.
Okay. Can you believe that next month is May already?
Yeah, pretty incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Time flies.
It does. This year is flying.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I just don't want to see the warm up when that clock hits May.
I could use a little bit of a warm up. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
It's a little cold. Went home in my house yesterday. I was like, can I see my breath? I feel like I could.
Because you keep your house is.
I don't keep it. It's just, I mean, when we're gone during the day, right? You don't.
Right.
You always you have to warm it back up.
Yeah. Well,
it's cold.
Winter times are rough because I keep my house probably. I mean, it usually doesn't fall below 69. You're different.
Oh,
You're much
no.
cooler.
Well, I don't want to pay that. Well, I'm gone all day. I'm gone for 12 hours. Why would I pay to heat a two-story house for 12 hours?
Even when you want to heat it, geez Louise.
Well,
I look forward to the summer months because,
it's cheaper.
It's cheaper because I have
you're solar. But
in the wintertime,
you have to pay for gas?
Yeah, gas.
Right? Okay.
My gas bill runs me $300-400 a month sometimes.
Wow.
I'm like,
yeah.
And I'm not even keeping my house at like 80. I keep it like at 72.
Okay.
73. Yeah.
Yeah. It's having the two-story. I don't know. Maybe it's just our unit sucks or whatever. But like it will be. What is heat rises, right? It'll be so cold downstairs. And I'll finally go upstairs okay, I can thaw out up here, but like downstairs, it is so hard to get that downstairs to warm up.
Do you have a split unit? So do you have two AC units?
No, we only have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
That's hard. Even in the summertime when it's warm, trying to
luckily, it doesn't get bad though. Like in Tehachapi, I mean, I have neighbors who don't even have AC in Tehachapi.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact that I have one unit, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth and say, I wish I had 2 units.
Well,
no,
even
I'm
with
fine.
the warmth, you get that breeze up there, so you can still
and it cools off so much faster. That's the thing it warms up faster in the mornings, but then it stops like at 2 in the afternoon.
And
so it'll get hot and then it cools down. Whereas Bakersfield keeps going. Like our hottest point in the day is usually like 5 p.m. dead middle of summer.
Right.
So that's the difference.
I'm not looking forward to leaving to work and it's
already 80.
80 degrees. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
I mean, we've been blessed though this spring, late winter, early spring. I mean, March was good to us, and I mean now we got this most recent storm.
A little bit of rain.
Yeah, we only had that one warm day so far, the 91 degree day last week.
I thought we were going to hit the 90s next week, but models will pull back on that, and looks like 80s next week.
I mean, that's a gift,
and 80s
baby.
It's perfect for me.
It's April, like we could easily be hot already.
Right.
We've been there.
Yep.
So I got to ask you, did your AC go on though last week when it was 91?
No, because I have that part of it off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have the AC.
It didn't get too hot or anything?
No, it was comfortable.
Nice, because it still was so much cooler overnight.
Keep the windows open a little bit. Yeah.
Nice, okay. Not yet. Let's hold off on that.
Right.
The air conditioning units.
Yeah.
All right. Really quickly before we go here, let's see. Let's talk about. We've got this. Do you find that you always have room for dessert?
See,
there's a scientific
in my family,
reason.
yes. Me, not necessarily. I'm not a big dessert person. Like I know people. Right after dinner, it is dessert time.
That was my grandma. Like she was like, you don't even clean off your plate. You don't get a new plate. I'm sorry. You wipe it off with a napkin, and dessert is served right then, right there.
Yeah.
No time.
I'm not really a dessert person. I have to be in that mood. To be honest with you, I'm more of a sweet tooth. When I get off work in the afternoon, I come home and have a cookie. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that. At night after dinner, I just don't have a sweet tooth. Really.
Oh, that's funny.
No.
That's when mine is. It's like I always want to end it just at the end of the day. Like after dinner, I want something. And normal, like right now, because I gave up sweets for Lent.
Right.
I'll have a date.
Okay.
You don't like dates?
No.
What?
Well, you have to wrap in bacon.
Really? I love them.
I don't like just a date.
You don't?
But I like a bacon wrapped date with
Oh, I love them. Oh, with peanut butter on it. Oh,
Okay.
it's decadent.
And you know,
You gotta try it.
I try it. I was talking to a colleague the other day about something for lunch, and they were eating a peanut butter sandwich. Our photographer, said, "Oh, you have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?" He goes, "Or a peanut butter sandwich." He said, "Take peanut butter and put pickle on it." Pickles?
Who? Who does this?
Me.
You eat peanut butter pickle sandwiches?
Oh, they're the best.
You are lying to me. You lie.
Swear on my grandmother's grave.
What?
I know that's extreme.
What?
I love my grandmother.
Okay, we'll have to talk about this tomorrow.
Peanut butter, and take some dill pickle slices and put it on your peanut butter sandwich. Cut it in half and try it. The sweet and the salty.
Okay, Kev, we're being wrapped so hard. We gotta go. We'll talk about this more next time. Have a great Thursday, everyone.